You've heard this one before. You might even believe it right now. The idea that we only use 10% of our brains, that the remaining 90% is just sitting there in the dark, untapped, and wasted, holding a massive reserve of human potential. Nobody knows the exact origin of this idea, but the most likely source is a simple misquote from the early 90s. A psychologist suggested that people only reach a fraction of their mental potential. He was talking about the absolute drive and capability. He was not talking about the actual brain tissue. But somewhere along the line, the message mutated. The concept of unreached capability was translated into a literal physical percentage of gray matter. Hollywood ran with this mathematical error. Filmmaker built entire blockbuster plots around characters suddenly gaining access to the missing 90% and developing superhuman abilities. Because of a century-long game of telephone, millions of people walk around operating under the assumption that their primary cognitive machinery is mostly switched off. They are not. Your brain does not operate like a light bulb with 90% of it switched off. A more accurate comparison is a busy 24/7 city where every single neighborhood is active at different times of the day. This topographical data maps shows exactly your brain activity in real time. Waves of data points illuminate the entire surface, even during the simplest tasks. Multiple distinct regions fire simultaneously. This maintains a continuous pulsing rhythm, even during sleep with no dead zone. Over a lifetime, you use virtually 100% of your brain tissue. Nothing sits idle. Think about the stakes of real-world trauma. If 90% of your gray matter were unused, damage to those inactive areas would absolutely cause zero impact on daily life. Medical reality shows otherwise. Every stroke, every localized injury, and every tumor that touches tissue causes specific measurable behavioral damage. There is no silent fallback system waiting to take over. This visualization illustrates the biological scale. Your brain contains approximately 86 billion active neurons, each connecting to thousands of others. Because of this massive structural density, every centimeter is actively communicating and essential to daily functioning. The entire organ is constantly working. A machine packed this tightly with essential active hardware physically lacks the space to hide dormant superpowers. This biological reality creates a paradox. If every inch of our gray matter is actually firing, why do we frequently feel so sluggish? Why do our mental limits often feel so low? This disconnect exists because total physical utilization is not the same thing as peak performance. Your hardware is active, but the conditional quality of your operating software fluctuates based on how it is treated. Your brain is highly sensitive to its environment. Poor sleep, bad nutrition, and chronic systemic stress actively degrade your cognitive performance, making a fully active brain feel inefficient. Combine that with a lack of intellectual challenge. If you consistently fail to learn new things, this highly active machine inherently becomes less sharp. Over time, that familiar feeling of brain fog is the result of a fully engaged organ struggling to operate under highly stressful, degraded conditions. You cannot access 90% of a system that was never off limits to begin with. Improving your cognitive baseline requires specific physical interventions. Prioritizing proper sleep, eating a nutrient-dense diet, and exercising your body directly improve how well your brain functions. Active stress management and continuous learning provide the necessary friction to keep this high-performance system sharp. This habit provides the rigorous maintenance required to keep a high-performance machine running at peak capacity. You have always been using 100% of your brain every single day. The real objective is not to search for what is missing, but to take better care of what you already have.